Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll show you how you can create a minimal intro animation inside of Davinci Resolve. Let's get started. The first thing we'll do is we'll just create our background. So let's drag in our background node. Let's view this, and I'm going to change the color, make it kind of darker shade of blue, like so. And then we'll just create those little dots. So for that, we'll need another background node. And let's connect this up. And on this background, we'll add in an ellipse mask. So we can create our circle shape and just resize this, make it really small like that. And you can change the color as well if you want. I'm just going to rename this node, and let me just zoom in a little bit. Right click on rename, and I'm going to call this shape left. Click on OK. For the color, I'm actually going to make it kind of yellow. Just choose any color that you like. Click on OK. And I'm going to just copy this, paste it below, and connect this with the merge. And this one will be our shape right. Click on OK. And for the color, I'm actually going to use blue. Let's take a look at this. This is what we have so far. And one more, this will be our circle shape, which will be in the middle. And let's rename this as well. So shape M for middle. Click on OK. View this, and for this one, I'm actually going to make it kind of red, like so. Right, so after that, we're just going to create our little animation where the circles, the shape left and the shape right, move to the left and the right direction. So let's just do that. Let's select the ellipse, which is connected to the shape left node. Go to the very first frame, create a keyframe on center X and Y. Go to the 30th frame and change the center X to 0.4. Let's go to ellipse, which is connected to the shape right. Do the same thing. Let's move our player head to the very first frame, create a keyframe on center X, Y. Go to 30th frame and change the center X position to 0.6. So now if you take a look at the animation, this is what we have created so far. I don't know why it didn't work. So let's see what's wrong with this. If you take a look at this merge, you can see the background is sitting on top. So just make sure that you select this merge, right click and click on swap inputs, and then you'll be able to see the shape. Go to merge 2 and see we have the second shape as well, and merge 3 we have the third shape as well. Right, so there is our animation. Now let's make this animation look even great by going to the spline. Select all, and I'm going to click on zoom to fit icon. Select all again, hit S, and with the T key you can get these ease in and ease out values. I'm going to just ease it into 100. So now you'll have a much smoother animation, like so. Now I want to create an animation where the yellow dot, the yellow shape moves to the top and the blue one moves to the bottom, and we can do that on this merge over here. So let's move our playhead to the 30th frame, create a keyframe on angle, go to like 60th frame and change the angle to, I guess it's -90, and that will move the shape to the top. And do the same thing with merge 2. Go to the 30th frame, create a keyframe on angle, go to the 60th frame and change the angle to -90. Now if we take a look at this animation, this is what we have. Let's go to spline, and we're just going to select the merge only. So unselect the ellipse and make sure the merge is selected. Click on zoom to fit icon, select all, hit S, and just ease it into 100. Right, so we have a much better animation. And now I want these dots to come in the center. So again, we'll just use the ellipse over here. So after the 60th frame, we'll just create a keyframe at 60th frame on center X and Y. Let's move to 90th frame and bring this this dot in the center. And we have to change the center X and not the center Y, because we changed the angle in the merge. So that's why our center X and Y values are inverted. So go to center X and set this to 0.5 and I'll bring it in the center, like so. And do the same thing with the other ellipse node over here as well. So go to the 60th frame, create a keyframe on center X and Y, go to the 90th frame and set this to 0.5. Again, go to Spline and we'll uncheck the merge and check only the ellipse over here. I'm actually going to go to the displacement, click on the zoom to fit. I'm just going to select these two, hit S, and instead of easing it in, I'm just going to ease this out. So let's just undo this, select it, hit S, and just ease out to 100. And maybe I'll just reduce the ease in value a bit, so maybe around 20. Right, so if we take a look at it, this is how it is going to look. Right, so ease in, I'm going to set this to 20 round value. Right, so now we'll just uncheck the ellipse one and go to the second ellipse we have here and create this sort of the same graph. Select these two, hit S, and just ease it out to 100 and ease into 20. Right, so if we take a look at it now, the animation will look something like this. You know, it just the movement, the speed is slow at the beginning when it drops, and then it just speeds up, and it's really fast when it's in the center. And this sort of creates a nice impact. And here we'll just reveal our main logo that we will use. I'm going to use this dribble logo instead. Right, so it's all about the timing and the anticipation. Right, we are done with these circle animations. Now we will add a little kind of like trim parts effect in After Effects. So let's do that, and it starts at the 30th frame, right, 30 to 60. So for that, we'll just use another background node, like so, and I'm going to rename this to line left. Click on OK, and again we'll add in an ellipse node to this. On the line left, I'm actually going to change the color and make it white, like so. We take a look at the line. This is how it is going to look. Let's go to the ellipse which is connected to this line, and I'm going to uncheck solid and increase the border width slightly, like so. And let's connect this up so that we can see the dots as well, and that will allow us to resize this according to our needs. So I'm going to resize it to about that size, and yeah, that looks great. Now on the 30th frame, what I'm going to do is, first of all, let's just change the length. I'm going to set this to 0.25, and that will give us this arc. And I'm going to change the position as well. So it starts right over here. So again, it will be 0.25. So it will start with the length of 0, like so, and the position will be over here in the middle. So again, 0.5, like that. And I'm going to create a keyframe on position and length. Let's go to in the middle of 30 and 60, which is 45. I'm going to change the length and make it 0.25, like so, and change the position as well. So the position will be, I guess, again 0.25. Yeah, like that. And then we'll go to the 60th frame and change the length back to 0. So you'll have an animation like this. Okay, now let's go to Spline and make these smooth animations. So I'm going to uncheck the previous ellipse, and we're going to choose the second one where our line is. I'm going to select the position and the length. Okay, and again, zoom to fit, select all, hit S, and just ease that in to 100. So let's take a look at it. I think it's a bit fast. So we can control this by go to the keyframes over here. I'm gonna change I'm gonna actually go to ellipse over here, position and length. I'm gonna select these and click on this tool, time stretch, and I can use this to speed up or slow down the animation. It's still not there. Maybe I have to just stretch it out to 70th frame. You just have to play around with these things, and I can still see the line is getting ahead of this dot. So let me just drag this back. Yeah, that's looking good. And let's copy this, paste it down below, and merge this up like so. This will be our merge 5, and I'm going to rename this to line R for line right, and just simply in the merge we'll just flip the order and vertical as well. So let's see how that looks. Perfect, right? Now what we are going to do is bring in our logo. I'm going to use the dribble logo over here. You can obviously use your own logo, and on this dribble logo I'm just going to add in an transform node so that I can control the size of the logo and just connect it up with this merge. Let's take a look at it. See, it's too big, so I'm going to go to transform and just change the size. So I'm going to just make sure that the logo starts appearing after this frame, so after 90th frame. So I'm going to go somewhere in between 85 and 90 and create a keyframe on transform under size. So let's make the size 0 and move forward. Let's go 110 and increase the size like that. Okay, so let's go to spline and we uncheck the ellipse and we just check the size over here, zoom to fit, select all, hit S, and just ease that in like so. An animation like this. Okay, there are some things that we need to fix. For example, the stroke over here, it's kind of still visible, and to fix that, what we can do is when it stops animating, maybe about this frame over here, which is frame 86, I'm just going to go to that background node, which is line L and line R. So in the global in and out, I'm going to change the out to 86, and also the global in as well. You can see that it's already visible from the beginning. We want to be visible only at the 30th frame, so let's go to global in and set that to 30. Okay, now it will only be available between the 30th and the 86th frame. And do the same thing with line R as well. Start from 30 and end it at 86. Right, so if you take a look at this now, this is how it is going to look. Boom. And same thing goes for this shape as well. It stops animating right about at the 90th frame. So let's go to shape left and set the global out to 90 on all of these background nodes. 90, shape M as well, set that to 90. Okay, so after 90th frame you won't have access to these 3 background nodes, and that's exactly what we want because our logo is now visible. We don't need those shapes anymore. So if we take a look at it now, boom, there we have our logo looking sweet. All right, so the final thing we can do is add in our text to this. Let's connect this up, and I'm going to type in the website dribble.com, change it to any font that you want, and just resize this and bring it in the center like so. And really quick, we can add a follower to this. Go to modifiers and set the delay amount to something like 1. Go to shading, and I'm going to create a simple opacity keyframe. So I want this text to appear around this frame 100. So let's set the opacity to 0, create a keyframe there, and move forward in time, maybe 1/20th frame, and increase that to 100. So now if we take a look at our animation, this is how it is going to look. Okay. Finally, what you can do is on the ellipse over here, you can just select that node, go to settings and turn on motion blur, and do the same thing on other nodes as well. And shape M, it doesn't move. There is no animation needed on this or motion blur needed on this. Ellipse, no need for the line animation. We don't want any motion blur on that. For the transform over here, we'll just use that motion blur again, like so, right? And yeah, there you have it. So there you have your first animation, and you can just hook it up like so. This is your media out, the final animation. And what I also like to do is let's make some room over here. After this merge, I'm going to add in a glow effect to this. Click on add. So let's change some settings. You can see how it looks right now. I think it's a bit too much, so let's just reduce some settings, increase the glow size. So yeah, I like to add a little bit of glow in the animation, really makes it nice. I think we are done with this version, and now I'm going to show you how you can create a light version of it with that really nice shadow. So let's create a copy of this, and I'm going to go to Fusion, and for the background, let's just change that to a lighter version. So I'm going to make it white, kind of gray, so something like that. Right, won't be able to see the lights. Now we won't be able to see the lines over here. I'm going to line left and change its color to black. So let's do that, and you can use any color that you want. So I'm going to just quickly use black, like so. So if we take a look at it, this is what we have so far, right? I'm going to remove the glow from here and go to background once again. I think it's a bit too dark, so let's just increase the saturation. Yeah, there we go. The text for the text, and then just go to the text and change its color to black, like so. Right, so for the shadow, what we can do is, let me just make some room over here. After the shape background, we can add a node called raise. Let's add this. If you take a look at it, this is what it does. Okay, and you can change the angle. So I'm going to put it in the top left corner, and you can control the blend and the decay amount. You can just control how long you want the shadow to be. So maybe I'll keep something like that, and I can just keep copying this and just paste it on other nodes I have over here. We don't want the shadow to be on the lines over here, the line left and right, and we just want this to be on the logo itself. So let's take a look at it. This is how it is going to look, right? Looks pretty neat. Right, so you can just play around with different settings over here and make your shadows look nice. However, there is another cool plugin which I got from Reactor. If you go to workspaces, and if you have Reactor already installed, you can go to scripts, Reactor, and open Reactor, and you have to download this plugin called Real Shadow. So if I just type in Real Shadow, this is how it is going to look. Do that again, shape left, Real Shadow. Yeah, there we go. So you can there are different settings that you can use. You can quickly switch between long shadow and real shadow. But yeah, that is basically how it works. You can pick the color as well. You can use the same color or a different color. You can change the decay amount and the strength as well, kind of similar to what we have in the raise effect. So yeah, there we go. It's a really quick and nice tool to create some shadows. So I'm going to just paste it over here as well, so that we can see our final animation. There we go. So I'm going to delete this and use the logo. Let's see how the logo looks. And for the logo, we can change the color to black, right? And we can increase the strength maybe, or the weight and the decay amount. That looks really amazing, right? And on the text as well, you can add a real shadow to this and make it black. So there you go. You have a darker version and then you have a lighter version of the same animation. So that is just about it. That's how you can create this really nice and great intro, motion graphics intro inside DaVinci Resolve. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, then please make sure you leave a like and also consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.